Hello, my name is Lori, and we're going to work on yoga for PTSD. We'll start with our legs crossed, hands resting on our knees, focusing on the breath. And some neck circles. Other direction. And release. We'll practice some alternate nostril breathing, starting with your thumb on your right nostril. Inhale through the left. Press down on the left nostril with your pinky and exhale through the right. Inhale. Exhale. Then switch. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Coming into some wrist circles in one direction. Other way. Then coming up onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position, we'll come into cat stretch with our back arched, looking forward. And cow, raising the back, bringing your chin towards your chest. And cow. And cat. Then tucking the toes under, we'll bring our chest and chin down to the mat with our hands to our sides. And release. Then bringing our hips down towards the mat. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders, we'll lift our head and our hands and lift. and release. Coming into a table, flipping the toes under, downward dog. Walking your feet towards your hands, leaning over, grasping at your elbows, looking at your knees, ragdoll pose. Maybe you sway back and forth. Releasing the hands, bending the knees, slowly coming to standing, coming into mountain pose. Bringing both hands overhead, we'll push our hips forward and look back. Coming back up to standing, back into mountain pose. Then bringing both arms up overhead, looking up. Forward fold. Half lift. Bending your knees and release. We'll bring the right foot forward, left foot back, coming into a lunge. Stepping the foot back, pushing up to down dog. Coming into a plank. Then bringing your knees down towards the mat, bringing your chin and your chest down, hands over wide. Then bringing the arms out, lowering down to the mat, coming into cobra and lift. And release, pushing to table to come into down dog. Raising the right leg to the sky. Bringing your right leg back through your hands, coming into a lunge. Then bringing your left leg to meet your right, coming to half lift. Forward fold. Bending the leg, coming back to mountain pose. Bringing both arms up overhead, looking up. Allowing the arms to come down, coming into half lift. Bending your knees, coming to standing, bringing the left leg forward, right leg back into a lunge. Stepping back to downward dog. Coming into a plank. Bringing our knees down to the mat, chin and chest to the mat with your hands by your sides. And release, bringing the hands forward, lowering down to the mat, getting ready for cobra, and lift. And release, pressing back to table, sending your hips to the sky, down dog. Inhaling the left leg towards the sky. Bringing the left leg through, coming into a lunge. Stepping the feet forward, coming into half lift. Forward fold. And slowly release, coming to standing, bringing both arms overhead and look up. Allowing the hands to come down, mountain pose. Bringing both arms overhead, sending hips forward, looking back. And release, allowing your hands to come down to your sides, forward fold. Half lift. Coming into plank. Upward dog. Downward dog. Walking the feet forward, coming into a half lift. Forward fold. And release. Bending the knees, coming to standing. Bringing both arms overhead, looking up. And release, mountain pose. Sending your hips forward, bringing arms overhead and looking back. And release, allowing the hands to come down. Spreading the feet hip width distance apart, sitting back into a chair, bringing both arms up overhead. Firmly pressing to the feet, coming to standing. Bringing your hands down, feet together, forward fold. Coming into half lift. Bending at the knees, coming to standing, planting the hands at the top of the mat, stepping back to plank. Upward dog. Downward dog. the right leg up. Bringing the right leg through, coming into a lunge. Then bringing the back foot at a 45-degree angle, coming up into warrior one. Taking the feet sideways. Hands out wide, warrior two. Bringing the foot back 45 degrees, warrior one. Allowing the hands to come down, bringing the feet together, putting your weight in your right foot, lift your back leg, coming into warrior three. And slowly release, stepping the right foot forward, left leg back, warrior two. Allowing the hands to come down. Stepping the feet together, taking your hands to the mat, coming to your knees, then laying your hips down, coming into cobra pose. Starting upward facing dog. Downward dog. Lifting your left leg up towards the sky. Bringing the left foot forward, coming into your lunge. Stepping the feet forward. Taking the left foot forward, Right leg back, 45 degrees, coming to warrior one. Taking the back leg towards the side of the room, opening your arms to warrior two. Bringing the right foot forward, warrior one. Allowing the hands to come down, stepping the feet together, placing the weight in your left foot, bringing the right foot up, warrior three. Slowly release, coming back into warrior two. And release, planting your hands down on the mat, coming into plank pose. Upward dog. Coming to your knees, getting into down dog. Walking the feet forward, coming into a half lift. Forward fold. Bending the knees, coming up to standing, spreading the feet hip width distance apart, sitting back into a chair, arms overhead. Pressing into your feet, coming back up to standing, mountain pose. Arms overhead, sending hips forward and looking back. and release. Letting the arms come down, feet hip width distance apart, chair pose. Pressing into the feet, coming to standing, bringing the feet together, forward fold. Half lift. Slowly release, coming down onto your knees, then lowering your hips to the ground, upward dog. Downward dog. Lifting the right leg towards the sky. Stepping forward into a lunge. Bring the foot in 45 degrees, coming into warrior one. Warrior two. And release, spreading the feet wide, hinging at the hips, bringing your head towards the mat. And release. Slowly coming back up to standing, then turning the right foot out, left foot to the side, warrior two. And release. Bringing the feet back together, coming into down dog. Plank pose. Upward dog. Pushing back into downward dog. Lifting your left leg towards the sky. Bringing the left foot forward into a lunge. Bringing the right foot forward, warrior one. Warrior two. And release. Spreading the legs wide, coming into wide leg forward bend. Coming back up, turning the right leg forward, left leg to the side. Left leg forward, right leg to the side, warrior two. And release. Coming into downward dog. Plank pose. Upward dog. Downward dog. Bringing your knees down onto the mat, the tops of your feet down, head on the floor, hands by your side, child's pose. using your hands to help you up, pushing back into downward dog. Then bringing the right knee towards the edge of the mat, coming into pigeon pose. Bringing your knee to meet the other, coming up to downward dog. Bringing the left leg forward, coming into pigeon pose. Bringing the knees around to meet each other, coming back to upward dog, downward dog. Plank pose. Bringing your knees down to the mat, then bringing your seat down onto the mat. We'll lift our legs parallel with the mat, with our feet out perpendicular, bringing your hands by your sides, boat pose. And release, slowly lowering down onto the mat. Getting ready for bridge pose. Bringing your feet towards your seat, pushing your hips towards the sky. Slowly lowering back down, one vertebrae at a time, bringing your knees into your chest. Lowering the feet. Coming back onto your seat, sending the left leg forward, bringing the right leg over your thigh, taking your left arm over your knee, right arm behind your spine. And unwind, switching sides, bringing the left leg over the right, taking your hand over your knee, left hand behind your back, and twist. and release. Coming back down onto your back. We'll bring our right leg over our left with your foot flexed, then bringing your arms through, clasping your left leg and hold. And release and unwind, bringing the left leg over the right, sending your arms through and hold. And release and unwind, coming back to seated, spreading your legs wide, bringing your chest as close to the floor as you can. And slowly release. Bringing your right leg into your left thigh. Bringing both arms up overhead. Turning towards your thigh. Reaching for your foot. And release. Bringing the bottoms of your feet together, holding on to your ankles with a straight spine. Then bringing the right leg out, left leg in. We'll bring both hands up over our heads, reaching for our toes. And release, coming back down onto our backs to reclining mountain pose with your legs out straight, hands above your head, and stretch. And release, allowing your hands to come down to the mat, sending your feet to the sky for one last bit of effort to scissor kick your legs down to the count of 10. And when your feet reach in the mat, let them fall to the sides. As your hands fall to the sides, congratulations, you made it to Shavasana. We'll start to bring movement to our fingers and toes, our wrists and ankles. And when you're ready, turning to your favorite side to come to seated. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.